In this video, I am sharing with you how to use OBS to improve the quality of your live experience on Insight Timer using music and presentation to engage your audience in a more powerful way. Hey, my name is Hedi Shah. I am a mindfulness teacher and a body worker, and I support people to uncondition themselves from patterns that keep them stuck and in pain through somatic, posture, and mindfulness. I also share my processes here, and this is one of those process videos. One, how I improve the quality of my life by finding more unconditioned ways of running my business, in this case, Insight Timer, that allowed me to step out of the typical social media platforms to be able to grow my audience. And also, how can I continuously improve the quality of my work by improving the ways that I engage the audience and I deliver my work. Without further ado, let's get into this video. This entire tutorial has been recorded on a MacBook Pro, so all the settings shown in this video is for iOS, so won't necessarily be applicable to PC. And one thing before we get into the video, it's really important when you're using OBS that you have a good enough laptop with enough specs to be able to handle the amount of effort it takes for you to be streaming using OBS, because it definitely uses a lot more out of your system than a typical live would do. So maybe MacBook Air is not ideal for this experience, but then you can always test it out and see if it works or not. Let's get into it. I'm going to go into my Insight Timer to show you why we're doing this and how it actually works from the Insight Timer live. So when I enter, you come here, and then here you choose OBS virtual camera after you set up your camera. The main hardship is when you're trying to choose the audio input. So the audio input is not connecting Insight Timer to OBS. So we need a third-party platform. So the third-party platform that you need to download is VB Audio for Mac. So you're going to go here and then you download this for Mac. That's pretty much what you need to do. And you open the software and just let it run in the background. We're coming here to the OBS. I'm going to come here and I press a new scene and I call it Insight Timer. And then first thing first, you need the video source. So you're going to come here, you're going to pick video capture device. I say my video. And then here I choose my webcam. You can choose whatever camera that you want to use. So depending on how good your laptop is and how fast the operating system is, you can go higher as well. So for this recording, I keep it at high. You can also, I think, drop it if you need that. So you're going to go down. So this is me and the main camera that I'm using. And as you can see, it's already picking up my sound here. But we're going to go here and then we're going to properties. I'm going to choose my mic. So normally it's on default. So you want to choose your mic for your video. And that's okay. Now I'm going to go and pick my presentation. So I normally use Canva for this. I couldn't find Canva app connecting to this. I use browser Canva. So I'm going to go here, choose macOS screen capture. And then here, I'm going to go to window capture. And then I'm going to choose the Safari that my presentation is on. And then I say, okay. So obviously this is not a full screen and it's overlaying on top of my main video. So I'm going to make this smaller by using this option. And then I will use Option key on my keyboard, and then I will cut this to make it look like full screen. And then I move it to the side. You can obviously make it bigger. So I want to have my presentation and my video all at the same time. So I'm going to move my video to the side and then maybe make it a little bit smaller. Now I don't like this black thing here. And I'm going to go here, add color. I call it my background. And then I'm going to open this, select color, choose this, and then I choose the color that I want. And then okay. So now as you can see, this is on top of everything. So I'm going to come here, drag my background to the back. So I see there are some gaps here. I'm going to fix that. So this is my setup for my presentation. Now we're going for the music. So I'm going to go down and then press audio capture. I call this my music. And then I choose application. I want to use Spotify as an application because it always allows for a better way of changing music when I'm doing the lives. So I'm going to go for application. You could choose the desktop audio as well if you're using a file that you're playing off of. That should work as well. Even with the Spotify, I tested out with desktop audio capture, it still worked. And then I'll go to Spotify and I press OK. So now if I play some music here in the background, so you see this is picking it up. It shows that the music is being played through my device. Now we got all of this figured out. So what we need is to be able to connect this to Insight Timer. So this is the part that I probably spend the most time figuring it out. So you go to setting and then you come to audio. So here I have two main sources of audio, right? So the first audio, I keep it as default because it's coming from my laptop. The second audio is also default because it's coming from my laptop. The first device that I'm using is also my laptop, so I keep it as default. And then the second one, I'm choosing my mic because it's the one that I'm speaking with. And then you're going to scroll down. This is the part we need to monitor the device. Before we go there, though, we need to enable this feature to be able to monitor and control the sounds. So you're coming here again, and then you go to advanced audio properties. So I have plenty of options here because I already set this up once. But for example, like I have one aux here, which this is the aux I'm using. So I need to make sure that this is, because this is my main speaking. I put this on mono to make sure that the quality is crisp and nice. And then I also choose monitor and output. Normally it's on off. So you're going to put this on monitor and output. And then I'm going to go to my music. And then I do the same thing, monitor and output. So we're going to come out. And then now we're going to go back to the setting, to audio. And we're here, normally it's on default. So you're going to use VB Cable. It's the third-party platform that you installed. So now we're going to press OK. And then I will choose Start Virtual Camera here. So now I'm going to Insight Timer. I'm going to go Enter. And then here I make sure that I go on the big screen. As you can see, this shows black. So if you go to here, you see it already connected to OBS, but it doesn't show. So we're gonna go back to OBS. In this section, we wanna make sure that the output selection is Insight Timer. And then we press OK. So now we're gonna go back to here. And then this is what you see. This is another tricky part. So see how the screen is flipped, because Insight Timer, the default, it mirrors the image. So everything is going to be flipped. So you want this to remain flipped for people to see the actual text. So we're going to keep it as is. So we're not going to change that. So here you go down to the setting. For the input, we're going to go into VB cable virtual. Good. So now we're coming here. So when I'm speaking, you see it shows that this is picking up. And if I play music, you see it also picks up. So you want to make sure, going back, so make sure that the music is a lot lower so your voice comes out a lot more crisp. So I sort of like test this out with this setting. I actually brought this more here. And then that was what people liked when I did the live. But again, you can always ask the audience what their experience are. So I hope this is helpful. Again, there are a lot of things that might not go as planned. So I normally lock these, so to make sure that they're not changing. But also, having said that, when I exit this, sometimes the setting mess up. So you can go to File and then Show Setting folder. And then this is what this setup is right now. So you can copy paste this, save it somewhere that you can relaunch it. I personally haven't used it yet, but I figured this out. So then I'm happy to keep setting it up if that happens. But if any of you figured out a way to make this stick, so please let me know so I don't have to relaunch it from the main folder each time. How did your live experience go? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to learn how I use Notion to improve my processes and create multi-layered content series, check out this video. I see you in the next one.